Yeah, I think I can see it. Welcome to a very uncomfortable CarSpyTV. Oh. So we're back in the £100 Nissan Micra, which I'm fiddling with to see if it's viable to get it back on the road. Now, you may remember from the last video that the blower motor won't come on at all. I turned the dial, there's no cold air, there's no hot air, just absolute silence. So I'd like to fix that. So, last time, I started by checking the obvious things, specifically the fuse using this circuit tester, but it turns out the fuse is okay, so something more serious is wrong. So what else could be wrong? Well, there are three possibilities that immediately spring to mind. Number one, the blower motor, which is what I was looking for up there behind the glove box, is broken and will never work again. Number two, the blower motor, because this car hasn't been used much in recent times, has become stuck, for want of a better term, in which case I might be able to just free it up. Or number three, for whatever reason, the blower motor isn't getting any electricity. Either way, I've got to get down there and crawl around. And here's a quick picture of the blower motor so you can see what needs to be removed. It's this medium-sized circular thing, which is held in position by 3 bolts, which are up there somewhere. So I'm going to need my socket set. First, though, I'm going to remove the glove box to give myself a bit more room to work. This should be quite easy. There's a clip there, roughly, and another one over here, which I think I could just pull out. Yep. There's one, and there's two. Nearly. Yeah. And then, there we go. Guess what? These giraffes have just subscribed to CarSpyTV. So let's get these bolts out. And then we should be able to just drop out the blower motor right now. Okay. Now, I have been having a quick look online, and if I do need to buy a new blower motor, I can get one for between £20 and £30 at a certain famous auction website. Got my magnetic parts tray. Alright, next. Number two. These are quite easy to get to, but the third one, that's a little more awkward. Where is it? Oh, the glamour of working on cars, eh? There we go. Ugh. So here's a closer look at the blower motor, and as I'm sure you know, it's supposed to spin like that when it's turned on, but when it is turned on, from this dial here on the dashboard, there is absolutely no life whatsoever down there. It's completely still. Let's just turn that off again. If we have a look inside, there is a bit of dust and debris from the last 21 years, as you'd expect. So what I'll do, just for the sake of being thorough, is I'll give it a bit of a clean using this paintbrush. I'll just spin it manually a few times, and you never know, maybe that will just encourage it back to life. If not, it's not too difficult or too expensive to buy a new one. But first things first, let's give it a clean. Well, if this does work, we'll be lucky, but nonetheless, we'll cross our fingers and give it a go. We need the ignition on accessories, of course. I can just about reach the key. There we go. Okay, so the blower motor is stationary at the moment, but let's turn it on here, just gently. Oh, there we go. Hey! How about that? Let's try full power. Yeah! We're cooking with gas now. Okay, well, it's a few minutes later and I've been repeatedly turning the blower motor on and off, and well, it does seem okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes problematic again sooner rather than later, but for now it's working. That's good enough for me. Let's put the car back together and then we'll get on to the next little job. Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? Now, you may remember in the previous video that I jacked this Nissan Micra up into the air, took the front wheels off and had a look at the brakes and found they were in surprisingly good condition. The discs had a little bit of a light surface corrosion, but other than that, no problems whatsoever. What I didn't have time to do last time was consider the brake fluid. Now, there are a couple of considerations here. The first is whether we have enough brake fluid, and we can find out by looking in the reservoir. So let's do that. Oh yeah, loads in there all the way to the top. And I know you probably can't see that, but there is a little max marker on the side there. So at least we have enough brake fluid. The second consideration is whether that brake fluid is in good condition or whether it's old and worn out. And for that, I have a little machine that will tell us. And here is this magic little machine. It's called a brake fluid tester, and if you're one of my long-term subscribers, you may have seen me use this one on other cars. Now, the thing about brake fluid is that over time it absorbs water from the atmosphere, and the more water it contains, the more likely it is to boil, literally boil, in the brake lines if you brake hard, and if it boils, it can be very difficult to stop the car, which is not good. So, let's take that brake fluid tester, go under the bonnet, and see if this fluid needs replacing. Now, this is a very quick job, it only takes a few seconds. I'm just dipping this probe into the brake fluid reservoir down there. And we're now getting a reading on the screen, and it's saying that the brake fluid contains about 1.5% water, and that's certainly okay for now. If it contained about 3% or above, I'd definitely be looking to replace it. Okay, so the last thing I want to do today is run the car up and down the driveway just to get it up to temperature, make sure things are moving properly, all that sort of thing. But you know what? I think I've done enough work for one day, crawling around on my back. So I'm going to find Mrs CarSpyTV and she's going to get behind the wheel. Are you ready, Mrs CarSpyTV?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, go on then.
Oh, I've got to remember how to drive now.
Oh, I'm sure you can. It starts!
Woo! On a roll.
We are parked in a slightly awkward position against the hedge.
Yeah, I've got to remember how to drive now.
Well, because it's a manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fourth gear, I think.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit tricky to get into reverse this one. That's right.
What do you reckon?
Let's try. Yeah.
Ah, sick.
Good.
Do you mind if I get in the hedge?
No.
Right, let's see what the turning circle's like.
Not quite that good, I think. This is tremendously optimistic. Right, okay. The hedge is looking very nervous.
Is it?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Just a light love tap.
Yeah, just a light one.
Okay.
Right, so where should we go? Scotland?
Ambitious, considering the general state of this car.
Oh, okay, so it works.
Yes, well, I have fixed the blower motor today, so that's working all right. That's,
Oh, yeah. How do we manage that? Or do we have to watch a video?
Yeah, watch a video. Watch the beginning of this video to find out.
Ah. Well, look, I can still reverse.
Good, good.
Brakes work.
Yeah, the brakes, I had a look at those quite recently. They look all right at the front, actually.
Oh, yeah, I stopped.
What do you think of the steering? How does that feel?
It's beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful. I've never driven anything as fine as this.
Really? Really? So when this one's back on the road, you want to drive it all the time?
Yeah,
Right,
why
okay.
not?
Well, shall we just back it up once more, preferably missing the house,
Always, always.
and that should be good.
Okay, well, it's given it a little bit of a move around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you know these things do like to have a little bit of a move, because all these moving parts. Otherwise, it just all seizes up, and then, you know.
Reversing back towards the main camera now.
Yeah. Let's not hit the main camera.
No.
Would you like me to get flush to the hedge?
Yeah, go on then.
Watch and learn.
Okay, this should be good. Right.
Ow, my finger.
Careful. Hello, Diesel. Hello.
Right, let's not go into the lounge.
No. Knock the telly over then, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Oh, this is impeccable piece of parking.
Oh, yeah. I say, when you've driven tanks,
Yes. Oh.
this is easy as pie. Don't want to hit the camera?
Yeah, you're about a metre away.
Okay, let's not tempt fate.
No.
Because you know what happens when I say watch and learn, and
I
then tempt fate.
do remember one particular day you said that, yes.
Since I broke his car. Nah, it's all lies. The exhaust fell off a couple of years later.
Maybe that's a story we'll tell you one day.
One day. Happy with that?
That is
Do you want to get you in the
absolutely...
front
No,
end?
no, that's perfect.
Sure? Okay.
Nicely done, Mrs CarSpyTV.
Right, out of gear, handbrake on. Turn off the
And
ignition.
engine off. Good.
There we go then.
Well done.
Thank you, thank you. That was fun actually. Enjoyed that.